is an opportunity to know some of the people outside a church environment. For example, in the small group we have Omar, Ramon, Claudia, Melinda, and the New Testament reading has provided kind of like a book club reading, an opportunity to know these people outside church.
I'm getting peace. I've decided to download the audio version and put it on my iPhone and listen to it on the way to work. And it kind of helps prepare me for my day by really having me focus on what's really important.
I love the reading. I think the way that the book is put together just makes the story more real, and I really got the focus of the first week we read being about Jesus and his path to Jerusalem, and now it's the path out from Jerusalem. It's a whole different way of looking at the Bible, so I'm really enjoying it.
For us, we're reading it together out loud and alternating as we're going along in the reading, so it's a time to study together. And in just finishing Acts, it's just been really neat seeing about the relationships, the disciples lifting each other up, as you know, as well as going out and preaching to others, but then coming back and lifting each other up and teaching each other.
It's great to have it from the new perspective, where we see it as a whole book instead of the little pieces as you normally see it in Bibles with verse numbers and breaks. And doing it together gives us a totally new and wonderful perspective.
I've gotten a new understanding about the Bible. I've never tried to read it all at once, and I've learned a lot of new stories and learned a lot about the different disciples and their stories and their ministry.
I'm really gaining a lot of perspective about the way Jesus spoke to various groups of people, and then about Paul and his disciples and how they spoke to various groups of people. They really tailored their message to who they were talking to. So if they were talking to Jews, then they talked a lot about their credibility as Jews. If they were talking to Romans or Greeks, then Paul would talk about himself being a Roman, and they would tailor their message to who they were talking to.
The main thing that I've gotten out of it so far is that the initial disciples, they were, potentially facing painful or consequences, or being imprisoned or even killed, and yet they were still motivated to go out there and share the gospel. And what I'm gathering from that is then, as I apply it to myself, is like, really, what am I afraid of?
Well, first of all, I'm reading a lot more than I used to. I used to just drop into a book or a chapter and read for a little while, probably a chapter, and put it down. But I find that reading the Bible in this format, I read for longer and it reads more like a story.
I feel like reading it in a story format helps the Bible flow better, and it's not broken up.
Well, we're getting a holistic, view of the Bible instead of just snippets. Like sometimes you read the Bible and just chapters and verses, so that's what I'm getting out of it, is a big picture, without interruptions, story of the Bible.
We're enjoying the fact that it reads more like a story, kind of like what Sam was just saying, that instead of little pieces, it all flows together and makes more sense this way.